Joe, Stan.
Gosh, yeah, I'm not sure it's them. I tell you what, say. You know, when you stand, the food goes down faster.
Brothers, as we gather this evening, reading by the fall, remember the principle of the fourth degree is patriotism. And these are the elements of our degree. The flag, which typifies patriotism, the sword, which typifies liberty, and the cross, which typifies faith. This is the flag of our country. We love it and shall ever defend it. This is our sword. Let us be upright for liberty's sake. And this is the cross of Christ, the excellent of Christian ideals, the conqueror of death, the giver of life. We owe supreme reverence to the cross, for it was credited with the blood of self-sacrifice.
Thank you. Okay, so I just want to do a sort of a priest or God moment. And that is like almost short notice, I got assigned to being a sponsor to a gentleman, Rick Jacob. He's an RCIC, this candidate. And so, Joe, we need a sponsor. So Sunday, I end up having to get to the church by 9 o'clock. So much for sleeping in. Not that I do that very much. So anyway, I get to church and I see Father Vitalis, and you know, from New York, right? So smart ass. So I go in and I say, Father Vitalis, I gotta ask you a question. So he looks up at me, yes, Joel. I said, Father, you know, I go to bed tired and I wake up tired. And when God asks you to do one more thing, do you have the option of saying no? And he just smiled and looked at me. I said, I got it, Father. I gotta go to and the responses. So anyway, that was my funny for the weekend. It's already knew the answer, but sometimes you need confirmation, right? So, okay, with that, and what a great candidate when you become a Catholic, a gentleman probably as old as I am, looks a lot smarter than me, and just very, very pleasant. So I love that there with a good candidate. So a reading of last month's minutes.
Faithful navigator, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes and accept it as written, published, and distributed.
Yeah. Any further? Thank you. Don't ever leave, please. Take record what you said, okay? Okay. Cards and letters. One of the things I got was from Salt and Light Radio, and it was addressed to me, but really to us. And our brother Ken Reef kind of got me assigned to being a speaker on Salt and Light Radio. And so says, thank you for taking the time to share your story. We appreciate your support of Salt Light Radio. God bless, Carol Brown. And I just want to let you know, as kind of feedback to them, this is so classy that it's not printed, you know, on the machine, handwritten, and it's just so much more meaningful to get feedback like this or thank you. So thank you for Salt Light Radio. They're just really good people there, and they do a great job. Okay. People manager report. That's me. Already talked about Salt Light Radio and patriotism. And again, just promoting, I talked about voting, teaching about, in the schools, learning how to hold the flag, how to do change of colors, and then talked about community things that we have done, but more about that in a second. And then, as you know, the 11/11 is Veterans Day, so that's coming up. And if things were right, then we would be having a change of colors out here again, commemorating that. But I just tomorrow is voting day, right? And so one of fourth degree responsibilities or opportunities would be that we would be out like last month, every Sunday or whatever, having a sign, remember to vote. Not necessarily who to vote for, but to go out and exercise our right to vote. So that's one of the things that falls under patriotism. And so something that we need to do better for next year. With that, we talked about earlier, later last year about your leadership team meeting quarterly, and we've really been pretty good and dedicated about that. And with that, we did an offsite at my home, and we had and Brother Ken Reed be our guest spokesman. I just have to say, nobody got sick from my cooking, and so we left out there. But one of the key things, of many things that he said, was that we need to learn and practice tapping someone on the shoulder, inviting them. Not only inviting them to become a knight, not only inviting a council member to become fourth degree, but also within a fourth degree, tapping someone on the shoulder and say, I really could use your help. And that is that invitation, particularly with the new generation of young men that really need that motivation. I just kind of old school. I thought if there's a mess back there from eating, people would just say, oh, I know I need to go help do that. But when we're talking about projects, and particularly looking at someone that has good leadership skills, tapping them on the shoulder in the leadership role and assembly, and say, you know, I admire your skill and such, and I really could use your help in this project. And so that was one of the key takeaways. Another one, one of the things, again, he pointed out, color core does really, really well, right? I'm not bragging, it's just fact. We really do really well. If you look at color core, we had 5 activities in this last month. We had 52 volunteers yielding 250 hours, donated hours. But the point why I bring this up is where our Achilles heel is, that under patriotism in particular, is education. And it's education of the youth and education of the general parishioners. And so that's something that we have to come up with a strategy, how we're going to approach that and make it, so this way we have a balance. Review of the literature, regardless, review of the literature about fourth degree, patriotism, and color core. That's what they always talk about. All right, so we had color core, we're still trying to recruit. Right now on the Treasure Valley, Knights of Columbus Color Corps, we have about 49 Color Corps members from the Valley. So one calls for help, the rest come running. And so what happens is we have that taken care of. What we don't have taken care of is what I would say with a New York attitude, is making sure that people can spell patriotism. And just remember that, you know, the devil succeeds when good men do nothing. And so as you, I'm not gonna go to politics, but we have a lot of work to do in our community about how blessed we are to be in this country and how we have a responsibility to be good patrons of our country, the flag, and everything that our country stands for. So that's my navigator's report. So report of the comptroller for the day.
Good, Navigator. I'm gonna read the report that our faithful controller provided.
We have 142 members. And also he wants to inform all of you brother knights that Robert will be available before and after the December and January meetings to be able to collect the dues. And just a reminder that the dues are still $30 and he can accept either cash or check for that.
All right, thank you.
All right, and then moving on to the faithful pursers report. Our starting balance was $7,260.25. Our ending reconciled balance of $6,372.84. We have $837.41 in expenses, $85 for deposits, and just $135 in uncleared items. That's my report.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate the hard work you're doing right now. All right, next is the report of the Color Corps Commander. And we have one of three Color Corps rebate recipients left to complete parts of training. We've been really fortunate that we're able to have that just-in-time training so that instead of having someone come in for extra training on a different day and time, we're able to get most of that training done. But I'll get back to that. A funeral mass, we had Brother Dennis McAvoy, his funeral mass. There is no rosary. So that is, I think, Thursday, 9 November, and it's 11 a.m. mass here at Holy Apostles. And some of you may not remember Dennis. The last couple of years, he was using a cane, but he looked like Santa Claus every day. And he played Santa Claus for our council, and it was very good. And his wife was Mrs. Claus, and they both dressed to the T's, portraying both Mr. and Mrs. Claus. So, you know, you just never know the value of those people that walk a monument, how much they contribute to our church and to our local community. Request for Color Corps support and 3 February 24 Holy Apostles, the annual Catholic Men's Conference. And so the only thing that I want to bring up is they're expecting 900. And from where I'm at, I'm not hearing anything about tents outside for feeding and all that. So just letting you know, besides us doing posting of the colors, procession from the celebrant, which will be Bishop Peter. There's going to be a lot of us that need to roll up our sleeves and get ready to handle that conference, because it's a lot of work to put on. So,
Navigator,
huh? Go ahead.
talk to Salt Lake Radio.
As I talk to Salt and Light Radio, what I understand is for the men's conference, they get women to volunteer on the day, not for setup, but for women. The men volunteer for the women's program. And that's so every man could take advantage of it. As far as I know, the only Knights of Columbus thing happening is the state council will have a recruiting table there.
Okay.
And since the Color Corps is going to be key on this, so
Right.
we'll have a good time.
Yeah, and they didn't know as far as setting up tents or the facility itself.
Whole program.
Okay, all right. That's it. Okay, Back to just-in-time training. There is such a thing about performance anxiety, and unfortunately, I'm blessed, not within our group, that our core members show up on time, ready, dressed to go. What happens with just-in-time training, if someone hasn't had prior training, there's this anxiety that you download all this procedural information that they have to perform. Oh, wait a minute, you know what that brings up? You ever stop and your wife's not looking and you ask for directions because you're lost or you're trying to be found, and then somebody comes up and says, well, you know, this is how you get here, make this turn, that turn, right? You thank the individual for the directions, and then he walks away, and your memory of what he said walks away with it, right? So this is almost just like with protocol training. And so we are blessed that we have dedicated colorful members, and as we recruit new members and help train within Treasure Valley, just-in-time training is really great for rehearsal, reminder, but not always very good for initial training because there's a lot more to it. So I'm not sure about that. All right, reports of the committee. Admissions, reading of application, what brother Henson?
Faithful navigator.
Yes.
Our council, and actually there's one from the call as well, we have a total of 5 candidates for the 4th degree exemplification this Saturday. Their names are Michael Elliott, Christian Wardenberg, who is from the call, I believe, David Hatch, Charles Ruth, and Charles Warren. Now, I understand that there are at least 6 from the NAMPA Council who are signed up as well. So as far as I know, there are enough members for them, the green team, to put the exemplification on.
Correct, and there may be from other councils.
That is true.
Yeah.
So as far as I know, though, and the deadline for signing up, I think it's already passed. I think it was on the 1st of November was the deadline to submit a Form 4. So I think we're closed unless extraordinary circumstances arise for this go around. Now, I don't know if there's going to be another exemplification in May or not. We'll just have to wait. Here.
Yeah, we usually have 2 in the balance.
Okay. All right. So not to fret. So that's all the news I've had. So those individuals are slated for this coming Saturday exemplification at St. Paul's in Napa.
Okay.
Okay.
Brother Collins, did you have some? Yes.
So yes, you do. Sorry, thank you. So just one question. If we have a brother here tonight that's interested in joining, I don't have an answer from him just yet, but if he is, can we get him in for the 11th?
Oh, yeah, I just gotta get the Form 4 ready, and then I have the information sheet. But usually they try not to do last minute because there's the certificates that need to be made. But so get it to me if you can tonight, so that I can let John Pettinger know. Okay, thank you. With that said, just look over to your left and the model that's on the table that I have. I wore that shirt last meeting, and so here's our what we call it in the Air Force. It's just escaping me, but it's just a reminder that we're all brother. God bless you. We're all brother knights, and that taking the 4th degree exemplification. It's just the fourth lesson. It's the last lesson of 4 in learning to be a knight. And so I just want to just take this opportunity to reiterate. When I'm tired, I'm not tired of doing the good work, but most of the work that I'm doing is at the council level. And why? Because I'm a brother knight. So because I took the 4th lesson, it does not mean that I don't have an obligation to support and promote Knights of Columbus in general. And that's what I hope to generate, that ongoing understanding, is that we have 4 lessons and you're not completed in your training until you take that 4th lesson. And so as I look at all of us, I just want to remind you of your responsibility is to kind of pass that on to the council members, our brother knights, to let them know that it's about history and what Catholicism did in finding and in the development of our great nation, so which is currently under attack. So I've said there, and I was remiss. So, Brother Steve Peterson, could you introduce your guest?
Where is people navigating?
Thank you.
This is my next door neighbor, Ernie Sirota. And this is my next door neighbor, Ernie Sirota. And we found out last month that we were brother knights. We live like 2 doors away from each other. And so he decided he was going to join our council, and also he wants to make a sport degree on Saturday. So
All right.
he's ready to go.
Thank you. It's the big everyone here. Thank you for your hospitality.
Welcome to Boise, and welcome to our council and assembly. All right, yeah. Sorry for being remiss in that introduction. Okay, Joe James is not here, and I don't quite remember what's going on with him. He was unable to make the meeting, but what a fantastic job he did with the outdoor pro-life mass. I mean, what a success. 28 degrees, the wind, the flag was halfway up, and it was cold. But, you know, everybody powered through it, and, you know, God never said following his lead is going to be easy, but we must have had at least 50, 60 people out there that came to that outdoor mass, so it was wonderful. Yes, God.
So brother Joe James is currently up north, talented friend of his passed away. But as far as the outdoor mass goes, we had a meeting right before he took off, and he wanted to extend a huge gratitude to all of you guys that went out and supported that event for him. He said it was really cold, and he says he doesn't necessarily get a lot of support on the pro life programs too much, but this team really shows out for him. So that's from him. Thank you guys.
Thank you for that. Next is the VA report, and Brother Chuck was unable to make it today, but he did provide a report for me to read. So we had 10 veterans play bingo October 28th. Tom Sordy and myself from our assembly and 3 knights from St. Michael's, the Archangel Assembly, were in support of these games. There is a new recreation manager at the VA that has been very helpful and would like to expand the activities for all veterans. Mike Shaw, Knights of Columbus, Idaho VA representative, and Jerry Sullivan, looking into the VA account that all assemblies in Idaho will be able to donate monies to lessen the financial burden. Right now, we've been picking up on that burden of having money for bingo and other things. We will be asked for a greater participation to support VA activities, and according to Ms. Hallie, recreation manager. So with that, that is Chuck Botea's report. Okay, unfinished business, I'd like to ask, Brother Jerry Sullivan to give us his report on May 11th, recognition dinner.
Thank you, Navigator. We're still on a roll with this. Again, I mentioned this last time, that the district accepted our offer to attend the dinner. We've asked for some chair people, and now we've started to backfill into some of those positions so that when you buy tickets, you can all be able to sit with your spouse and enjoy the event. So our goal is to begin to sell tickets at the April meeting and sell them again at the May meeting, and then close sales and know what our head count is. We'll have a few more planning meetings, but it's all running very smoothly, and we still and we're even talking to the ladies tonight about roles they might have in helping us serve that. But we're going to go after council members to assist us that night. And one of the main reasons we do that is just a great recruiting opportunity. If they come and they bring their spouses, the feedback we get is, why aren't we sitting out there? And so we're going to go after them to be our hosts and hostesses that night. So as you're meeting with those people, again, this is one of those things that's going to come up. I was waiting for the new website to be up and running, and I'll update, post this so that it's out there all the time. But then I know we talked about price last time. Someone said, well, $50 a ticket. I went back to 2019 and looked, it was $40 a ticket. So we haven't moved that far on the price in that time period. So I think we're okay. It will meet our recruiting goals for supporting putting more people into the color code without using any of the funds we raise any other way. And it meets our internal recruiting needs and our budget for the year. It's in there already that will make a profit. So, questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you, John. Next is CMG contact, otherwise known as Safe Environment Training. We will forego our initial assembly meeting. So at 6:30, you come in, you'll be able, I think we're gonna have a variety of different pizzas for you to enjoy while you get instructions. And so Miss Sandra and Miss Amy are gonna be our two lead instructors. And so for initial, and it'll be also good for refresher training, that will be done here. We really are under the gun as to get as many nights as possible trained in safe environment. And just a note that our ladies, two of the three ladies that work today, this evening, are teachers, right? And they have to go to the bathroom. They have to come all the way over here to go to the bathroom. That's how serious the general society, the diocese, or whatever, they take safe environment seriously. And we have coming up on the 17th, where they're asking for nights out with the youth, with a carnival-like activity. And it really gives a greater sense of safety and security, not only for the participants, the children, but for you as well, that you don't put yourself in a uncompromised position. Likewise, if you see something, then you know to say something to save a child. And both are two valid, most important things for this training. I have pushed, now this will be my fourth time, but having some kind of a pin, not an attaboy pin, but if I see you have an attaboy pin, that you've done safe environment, that I know you're safe to be in this environment. And again, not to rehash some bad news from last month, but the very room I have put together as a young knight with my sponsor, I couldn't enter couldn't enter our nice classroom. Right, because the person at the door didn't know whether I was safe environment trained or not. She had children there. And so, anyway, I'm grateful for that in one respect, but it would behoove our facility, our parish, if we're able to know who's safe environment trained, so that we know there are guardians among us that are keeping our children safe and keeping yourself safe. So, on the 3rd of December is our next get together. And at 6:30, if you just get here, we'll have a pizza bar, dessert, no, that's it. And our two instructors will be here, ready to go. They speak our language, so we won't have problems like last time. And they really make it painless. Following that instruction, we'll do a short assembly, and then we'll do a short council meeting after that. So, all right, any questions about that? Yes. Yes, sir.
I took the initial training about a month ago,
Sure.
and it was a good training, but I didn't get a certificate. How does anyone know that I have taken that training? From here on out, and then when we do the refresher, how do we know that refresher's been taken?
Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay.
The way it works is that the diocese knows you've taken it and sends the information to the parish. Right, but as the bishop navigator said, I really suggest that the council and the assembly come together with something that we put on our shirt or something like that, so we can show everyone, hey, I've taken the training. I think that's a great idea. So, yeah, so the diocese will have it immediately, and they'll send the information to the parish. Yeah, they don't do it that same way that the Knights do it.
But currently there is a way.
Oh, yeah, you could go to the website, you know, they
can know the
you
certificate.
didn't print anything out, they did have something there at the website. Could you go back and look? You can't?
Yeah.
Okay, please, thank you.
And it is my understanding, because Brother Darrell, we're to report to you whether we've had, when we have had the training, correct? Are you collecting the data on who's had the training? Or did I just?
No, we don't have it set up with council yet to where we have a dedicated officer to compile the data
Oh,
of
okay.
others, but yeah, we'd like to work on that with our worthy state advocate and the assembly to not only recognize who has done it through a PIN, but to set up leadership to organize that and keep track of it. So
Okay,
we'll work with the assembly and
Yeah.
we'll get a good brother involved. So
I must have been misinformed, but that's
I'll be
okay.
looking.
And they take on diocese board.
Yes, and we'll know whether or not they've taken the Knights of Columbus training or the diocese or both.
Okay,
So
sounds good. Okay, all right, so 3 December, 6:30, be here. We're gonna feed you, give you a good dessert. And we'll what you call the big rock, we're gonna take care of that. Yes.
4th of December.
4th December, is that the Monday? Okay. Okay. Well, you know, it's always good to be early, eh? All right, never mind. The VA veterans, and I didn't know whether I talked about the picnic or not. It was successful. We had 9 nights and 1 lady night out there. Took care of about 150 female veterans, about 250 guests altogether. 4th degree exemplification ceremony and VA recognition dinner. Talked about that's next Saturday, November 11th at St. Paul's Church. Okay. With that, under new business, so I'm looking at the gentleman that's carrying I love this guy. He's such a class act, and, for good reasons, right? Number one priority always, is family, right? And he's making his wife number one priority. And so our captain has, with good sense of priority, is stepping down so that he can take care of his wife that's currently going under chemotherapy. And chemotherapy is not easy. Maybe some of you have had it, but you need a tremendous family support system. And our brother Dick is doing that. He's a hero. So with that, what I need to do, if you can email me, anyone that's accepting nominations for replacing him. And after we have the safe environment training, we're gonna do a quick recognize who those they're nominated, and then an election, and then kind of move on to that. But publicly, I just want to thank you very much, and I admire you for the job you've done for me in our assembly, and you're spot on with your priority.
Thank you, Joe. It's been an honor to serve as your captain. But with Julie's recent severe reaction to her chemo, I just need to focus on her.
The last I have here is the new, well, it's 3 years old. We keep calling it new regalia. I like calling it the new service dress, the outfit that we have. So I thought that I got a number of questions, and so I thought I just focus on it. One, with the service dress, that it's only 4th degrees that can buy that service dress. So one of the reasons is the patch has the 4th degree emblem. But that jacket, pants, tie, shirt, and all that, manicured shoes, of course, is that you really can wear it to any appropriate social event or activity. I mean, you paid for it, you can wear it, but it must be appropriate. So you do not have to be colorcore to buy that service dress, nor to be able to wear it. Where the confusion comes in, and I'm kind of grateful, is that when you order that service dress, the package comes with a beret. So only a color core member is authorized to wear the beret. I like it because it has everything you need for the beret, and maybe that might prod you to maybe consider color core being selfish. But so any 4th degree non-color core person is entitled to wear. And it's a really, really nice outfit. But to me, it's worth the money. But just remember, if you decide you're going to be color core, we're going to help you in purchasing that outfit. And especially when we do our fundraiser in May, that will help in our rebate program. Now, next question that I get asked is that if you're 4th degree and you're wearing that service dress, you do not wear the social baldric underneath. The social baldric is that patch on the jacket. That's your social baldric. So for us, the social baldric is if you're wearing a nice jacket or pants, and you go into a function and it's Knights of Columbus related, then you can wear the social baldric. But you know, wearing a social baldric and jeans, the two don't fly. Okay, you know, it's supposed to be respect for the social baldric and what it means. Go ahead.
Were you faithful, ma'am, with the permission to leave the meeting for a few minutes?
Sure. Sure. Okay. We've had the all nights mass. And with the all nights mass, we have made a local, exception, for those, color corps members. And that is that, Father Vitalis, no beret on the altar, no gloves as we're handling. But what happens with, the service dress, it gets a little snap with the service bulger on it. It just it makes it really classy. So you won't find that written anywhere. It's just local policy, local custom, local practice. But you know, with the two all nights masses that have really gone off, most excellent. That's a most exception that we allow as far as wearing the social bulge. Now, key thing here. To wear the beret, you must have the social baldric. Excuse me, you must have the service baldric, sword, and gloves. If you can't wear the beret from the car to the building unless you're in full regalia setup. So some come out of their vehicle and get into full regalia outside and they walk in, and that's okay. But the beret has to be on with the full regalia on. The beret, unless we're doing a routine like procession, recession, whatever, the beret cannot be worn in the building. So the exception to that, of course, is if you fully get your full guard on. Okay, that's it about. Any questions about the service dress at all? It's really nice. Our local cleaners are doing well. So okay. If there's any other questions, just please feel free to ask me. So next is the report of the third degree. Very nice. Danny.
Faithful matter.
Always a pleasure.
All right, we have a vote coming up tonight for worthy chancellor spot. We're going to talk about the new website, sim enrollment, hockey, sock hop, a couple other things. So quite a full agenda. So I'll remind all my program directors and speakers to please keep
Right. Thank you. All right, now for around the room, anyone has issues or something they'd like to bring up? Yes, Dave, we have you.
Could I see a hand, show of hands for anybody that's a veteran? Thank you, brothers. Are you brothers aware of the VA's Union Veteran Program, research program? So what the VA is trying to do is study how genes, lifestyle, military experience, and exposure affect veterans' health and welfare. With the help of the veterans like you, they sent this to me. We're advancing important research to improve veteran health care. Their goal is 1 million veterans to get in the program, to get a significant number. There's 7,000 away from 1 million, and so they're really trying to beat the bushes. So if you'd like to participate, here's the website you could go to. www.mv as in Victor, P as in Paul, .va.gov. And that is for the VA's Million Veteran Program Research Project. Thank you, Worthy Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else around the room? Yes, Brother Jerry.
Dave has all the shirts all and taking back orders tonight.
Okay, did you hear that? Dave has the shirts, they're over there. And again, as you know this, pretty in red, or excuse me, handsome in red. And it's really warm during the winter months, so they're available. All right, yes.
Just wanted to make a quick announcement. Registration is currently open for the Catholic Friends Conference. And everyone says to register at CatholicFriends.org. And we're privileged this year to have Christopher here, as well as Sam Robinson and Dr. Scott French will be here. He's just so already. He operates that in concert with the University of Idaho. And also to for the upcoming 4th grade exemplification in Nampa. I have tickets to the dinner that night if anyone would like to go. It is it's a beautiful veterans dinner that they're going to host. They're actually we have a couple of speakers that will be coming. They have a lot of families. So tickets are $20 for adults, $10 for children. So if anyone would like a ticket to the 4th degree exemplification dinner, following the exemplification of Mass next Saturday, we hold at St. Paul's Nampa. Come see me and I'll get a ticket for you. So thank you, thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. And cards are on each of your table, just regarding that. Okay. Yes.
Real quick, I just want to thank the Assembly for everything you guys did for the past 2 months, the masses. The 4th degree, the Assembly really fills a lot of those positions, to include the color corps. But Jerry did a lot of good work putting that program together for us at the all nights mass. So I just want to thank all of you guys for the hard work and hours that you're putting into those masses.
Yeah, Brother Jerry's our secret weapon. Good writer, great ideas, and the pamphlet that you see is Jerry Sullivan. So a lot, input from several of us, but what you see there is just the quality of work that he does. So with that, around the room prayers. So just for expedience of time, this is what I think I know. I do the rosary every morning, and if I don't do it the first thing in the morning, and I can call you at 3:30 and 4 and have you come join me, but seriously, so Brother Bruce, Annie, we have now Harry Duplex. We have Ron and Elaine Taco. We have Ed Shaw. The list just keeps going on. Those brothers that need our prayers, and so that's just up front. Those who are prayed for. Oh, and especially Julia Jacobson. I have her on my prayer list. And what I personally do may or may not be necessarily a prayer, but during the day, I mention their names. And I said, God, remember Brother Bruce, remember Sister Julia, remember Harry Duplex, after I do my rosary through the day. So I try to be in constant prayer for our brothers and sisters that do need those prayers. So with that, going around the room, any prayer requests? If there was no other? Yes.
Harry Duplex,
Yes.
Harry was in the hospital for a while. I was talking to Patty the day before yesterday, and Harry's having a lot of trouble with water on the lungs.
Yeah.
And he's not doing that well. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Brother Harry.
Yeah, Brother Harry was admitted to hospital. I had fluid on the lungs. I used diuretics to clear his lungs to make his breathing easy. It was he still had significant difficulty breathing when he left, but okay for home care. So yes.
Brother Tony Fugetti.
Yes, I had that.
Yeah.
On my list.
And remember
taken off today, and I stayed before I came to the meeting, and he was bleeding out pretty bad. I had to go check on him and call the doctor, let him know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, good time.
So, someone else that needs our prayers and sitting there very nonchalant, not being very distinctive, but, Glenn Knight. There, he saw, he was carrying literally a heavy load, and a person that he's counting on helping him carry the load let go, and he sustained significant injury to his left arm, and now waiting for MRI. So you're on my prayer list as well. You're a good man, and you deserve all our prayers and your best wishes. So we hope that whatever it is that's going on, that they diagnose it and treat it properly. Yeah. So, okay, and there's okay. Dan or Neil? Brother Don?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Bless the Lord. All right, thank you.
Thank you all for being here, and hope you enjoy the